Hello and welcome. Happy New Year. My name's Matt Ramsden and I work here in the SG Digital Marketing team. Every month I get the opportunity to share with you some great games that are launching on OpenGaming, and this time we've got some crackers. Coming up, we've got demos of Orbs of Osiris from Live 5, and we've got a demo of Rainbow Riches Race Day from our own SG Digital Studios. Plus, Craig from our content specialist team will be joining me to discuss upcoming games and his predictions for 2021. But first, I know we're only a week into the new year, but many of you will be looking a few months into the future as to what games you want to be putting onto your casinos. Our roadmap is published online at sgdigital.com/opengaming, and 2021 is a really exciting one for us. There's some fantastic games coming up. Please visit the website, have a look. You'll be able to find demos, visuals, game descriptions and game features on there. Plus you can reach out to your account manager to find out more information. And if that's not enough, please, if you haven't done so already, follow us on LinkedIn. We post a lot of information on there about games, but also about thought leadership, about regulation, about our people, and it's a great source of information. So as soon as you finish this video, please click on the follow button on LinkedIn. But first, we have our demo now of Orbs of Osiris from Live 5.
Hello everyone, we've got our new and upcoming game here, Orbs of Osiris. It's a interesting, different take on a slot. It's got over 7,000x potential, a slightly different bonus entry where you need 4 bonus symbols to get into the free spins. These are delivered through some layers that we'll look at in a second. Now obviously we've also got progressive free spins, multipliers, which we'll see in a second as well. So as you see, the game loads up, and you saw those 2 or 3 layers being loaded in before. Now I'll give you a couple spins here. On the 3rd layer, essentially we just have a lot of we have only bonus symbols, so you have to dig through 2 layers and then cover 4 more bonus symbols to get in. Now we pay for any win on a line, so if you have multiple wins on a line, different 3 of a kinds, you'll win all of them, not just the highest. You'll also notice, if we're lucky here, but we might have to force it in, these orbs on the side of the reels. Now these orbs will help you on your way to the bottom layer. Now oftentimes you'll have a win, you might get stuck. I mean, in this case, obviously I forced in the best possible outcome, but we got orbs all over the screen. Sometimes you only get 1, sometimes you get more. So these little laser blasts will help you clear away the layers and help you progress into free spins. In this case, we went in with 6 symbols, which means we start off with 12, so you need 4, and then any additional symbol will give you +1. You'll notice as well, we've got infinite layers in free spins. We also have a progressive layer, progressive multiplier. The infinite layers just means that if you reach the bottom after the bonus symbol, another symbol will be added. You also notice the multiplier, the progressive multiplier, goes up before any wins are awarded. So now it's just gone up to 3, and then we pay out the win. So it starts off a bit slow, obviously, in free spins, but as you build that progressive multiplier, even the smallest wins become really, really decent hits. And as you'll see here as well, the blast or the orbs modifier is also available during free spins as well. And as you see, the symbol has just been processed. Underneath it, a new symbol, and we continue this. So you can actually be left in this sort of loop or chain here of re-triggering, revealing more symbols, re-triggering for quite a while. Now you can only trigger the blast, the orbs blast, once per turn or once per spin, and it can be 1, 2, 3, or all 7 of the, or even all 8, 9 of those orbs that you see on the side of the reels. Occasionally you'll get a really decent window, as we just have, without any lows. These are where you can get really excited, because oftentimes they'll deliver a really decent win, and combined with a good multiplier, that's all you really want. So let this play out, and we'll enjoy the show a little bit. multiplier here, retrigger here. Now the retriggers can retrigger between 1 and 3 extra free spins. So at least you know that if you've got to the bottom layer, you've got a guaranteed of 1 more spin awarded to you. If you're lucky, you might even get 3 extra spins. You know, just something extra to play for. It adds a little bit of variety and randomness. I mean, this game as a whole was quite an interesting experiment. So I mean, you can obviously tell it's a little bit different from your traditional slots. Ooh, that should be a decent win. Come on then. Nice. Oh, and again. Oh yeah, pretty good actually. As I was saying, yeah, I mean, this was quite an experimental slot for us. We had to do a lot of research. We tried lots of different things. In the end, I think we're all very happy with the results. It definitely wasn't easy getting here, but I think it's quite something different. And we're hopeful that you know, it picks up and people like it and enjoy playing it as much as we have. But yeah, let's see how this free spins goes. I mean, that multiplier is looking really decent now, so I'll just let it finish playing out. Oof. Oh, how did we not land anything on that window? Not a very helpful blast there. I think this is maybe this might be it though. I feel that we're going to get another retrigger in here. But as you see, it's quite easy to actually get those simple retriggers in free spin, so definitely not to play for. Decent win. Can't complain at that. $120x, yeah, not bad. I mean, that's generally speaking a pretty average free spins. Obviously, there's up to 7,000x potential. But yeah. That's Orbs of Osiris, thanks a lot, and ask me any questions if you've got them. Thank you, have a nice day.
And Oliver and Matt from Live 5 join me now. It was a great demo as always, Oliver. I love the excitement that you have for your own games, it's great. I know the mechanic in there is a new one. Tell us about the idea behind it and the creative process that led you to that.
So it's actually quite interesting. Let me go first, Matt, and then I'll hand over to you. But I think we started. It was interesting because we had a couple of game ideas, and they were sort of, you know, we didn't feel 100% on each of them. And essentially, what Orbs of Osiris ended up being is a bit of a mashup between them. But we had this idea that we wanted to do a game where things reveal. You know, you get a win and we get something underneath, but we couldn't quite. You know, it took us a while to get to where the end result is. I mean, we looked also at a lot of other products out there and games that do something that little bit different. You know, we wanted to put a bit of a twist on a cascade as well. But yeah, it was a good deal of sort of research, experimentation, having a bit of fun with it as well. But yeah, I mean, Matt, what did you want to add?
Exactly that, really. I mean, for us, it was just, you know, something different in the portfolio. Again, just a different way to present symbols and wins to the players, really, and it did throw up a few sort of challenges for us along the way, especially things, you know, you take for granted, like anticipation and stuff like that, because, you know, the anticipation on a real spinning, you sort of you do, and you do well, and you take it for granted. You darken after the symbols, you highlight the reel that you're anticipating on, and it sort of became obvious pretty quickly within the development that we also had to build this sort of tension and anticipation. So, you know, the challenges along the way were interesting, and like Oliver said, you know, this sort of digging down the layers was interesting to us, whether we could make that work and bring the excitement to the game through a different way of presenting the symbols and the wins, really.
Yeah, I mean, clearly you have made it work. What's been the feedback to the game so far when you've shared it with people?
It's a mixed bag, if I'm honest. I mean, you know, I think because it is different, people are quite intrigued. You know, you can basically, the layer underneath, as they cascade off, you can see. You can and drop on, you can actually see the layers underneath and the symbols underneath, so you quickly start to try and work out, you know, where the wins are within the layers. And the other thing that we wanted to get across was, you know, we wanted to highlight the actual wilds as well. and I think as a player gets used to that, it then becomes exciting. So, you've got people that react in terms of, oh, what's going on, and then it's that sort of development of excitement, and I understand it now.
Yeah.
So that's quite good. I
Right.
think when you try and do something different, you want people to understand it quickly, and I feel like we've actually done that with Orbs.
Yeah, I think for players, that sort of journey of trying to understand the game and figure it out almost is part of the enjoyment there. But when talking to operators and showing it to sales team and everything, it's always been sort of taken, a bit of excitement around it. Essentially, like, oh, this is something that little bit different. No guarantees, but you got to take some risks sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's great that we know players want new experiences, and they want their game designers to push boundaries and challenge them, and I think it's great to see this, and I think it works really well, and the game looks really good. Out of curiosity, who is Osiris, or where did the Egyptian theme come from?
So something we always spoke about internally was there's books of Ra and there's Tut, and all the Egyptian gods have been done except Osiris hadn't been done. So that was our sort of thought process, and it's really that simple, and that's how we ended up there.
Cool. So who is the target audience for this game? Who will enjoy playing it, and who should the operators be pushing the game towards?
Well, of course, everyone. Obviously, Matt. I mean,
I think from my point of view, I would say anyone who sort of tends to like a bit more of a different take. So your Cascade players, your I don't want to mention any games by name, but there are various games with similar mechanics or that slightly different take, as we'd say on a slot game. So anyone who likes something that a little bit different, I think this would be definitely a good game for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Matt says, hopefully everyone likes it, and it gets pushed even to your most traditional 5x3 type players as well.
Yeah, I think you're more sort of experienced players as well. I can imagine that, if you're not used to playing slot games and you came in and then played Orb of Osiris, it might throw you off slightly. To try and understand what's going on.
Yeah. I mean,
so I'd say you're more experienced.
From a maths perspective, I'd say it's the base game is quite hard, but actually the free spins feature is very frequent. So while you might not be getting that much in the base, and it might feel quite hard, the free spins is only like 1 in 120 spins, so you can get into that free spins feature very easily and quite quickly. So it's it could be that game where you jump on for a quick hit to get into the feature, get a nice little win out of there, or a massive win, depending if you're lucky. But yeah, I think there's depth to it, put it that way, and that's no pun intended.
Yeah, and I think again, we've got this vertical and horizontal win lines within the game. So you're not looking for sort of clump symbols, scatters, and or your traditional sort of win lines as well. So it's also got that added element to it, and we threw in a nice sort of modifier, the beams that can help you get through the levels and get into the free spins.
Definitely my favourite feature in the game.
Yeah, it is
I
pretty
do
exciting.
actually. I like that feature a lot.
Yeah, great.
RTP and Max Win on the game.
So the biggest win we've had in during testing was over 7,000x actually in there. So the free spins does have a lot of potential. The multiplier can go quite high, and you can get some really decent wins in that, and some windows of just high symbols, for example, on a big multiplier, and that'll get you in the 1,000x's easily. In terms of RTP, I think we're around 94.5. I would say it's around that sort of ballpark area. Yeah. So it is a touch lower than some other titles that we've gone for. But this is a trend that we're slowly observing in the industry as well, moving a little bit lower than the 96 with all these new regulations and stuff coming in. Generally speaking, we try and aim for 95, but sometimes, some games come in a little bit below that.
Okay, good. And finally, release date for the game.
So the game is available to operators from the 15th of February onwards. It's certified for all our usual jurisdictions, and we're in fact adding a few new ones in Canada. And hopefully we'll be making some laying some groundwork in America soon as well.
Oh, great news! That's great. Good luck with the game, and we'll no doubt see you on future webinars as well. Thank you very much. Next up, Craig will take us through Rainbow Riches Race Day, and then he'll join me for a chat about 2021 games and his predictions for the future.
And the game that I'm going to show you today is Rainbow Riches Race Day. So this game was kind of born out of the imagination of my boss, Rob Proctor. So he went to the the British seaside, saw a Rainbow Riches Donkey Derby machine. He took a picture of the game, sent it to the content specialist team and said, basically, I want you to come up with a spec for this. So we worked with the guys over in the Manchester studio to come up with a few ideas for specs, and this is what we've come up with. So Rainbow Riches Race Day is a 496 ways cascading slot with a Donkey Derby-esque racetrack above the reels. So what you're looking for is horse symbols with the associated colours that match the jockeys and the riders that are above the reels. So for every one of these that you get, it's going to move that horse across by one. So we just got one there. When the horse crosses the finish line, it's then going to pay out the associated pot amount at the end. So we're going to be giving away a pot every 70 spins. So you're going to win a race every 70. Now, as I always say, kind of like the target for us is, a customer will play 85 spins across the network. So it should mean that every customer sees at least one horse win a race. Now, these pots are going to be randomised every single time, and they are going to be based on average stake. So if we were to bump our stake up now, it will slightly increase, these values based on the stake. So the closer you get, the less this is going to increase if you increase your bet. So we do have a free spin bonus round in this game, so we'll trigger that. There it is. So for free spins, you're looking for 4 scatter symbols anywhere on the reels. This is going to take you then through to the Grand Derby. So this is going to be a brand new race, but what you're going to do is you're going to be able to set your own pot values. So each one will be seeded as per the following amount, and then you've got 180x to play with as well. So you can basically go all in, you can spread them evenly, or you can just set them to whatever you want. So it's kind of like a choose your own volatility free spin bonus round. So I always like to go all in because I'm a degenerate. And then you get unlimited spins until a horse wins a race. Now, from playing this, you're looking at about, between 10 and 14 spins for a horse to win. There is the possibility that more than one horse will cross the finish line at the same time. So there's a 1 in 19 chance that that's going to happen. So, it's quite frequent. So that's going to give you, that kind of like classic photo finish, and then you're going to get a bigger cash prize. So this will now just play out, and hopefully you should be screaming at your monitor hoping that the yellow horse wins. But it's going to be a really good one because I think a lot of customers will kind of hedge their bets. They're going to be putting, just spreading it evenly across the board because it's going to give them a guaranteed win from this bonus round. And the hit rate into free spins is quite good as well. So we're going to be doing about 1 in 180. So again, every 2 customers should see free spins, which is, I think it's a very solid hit rate. So target market wise with this one, obviously we're going to be going live on the 23rd of Feb. So we'll be on your site just, nicely in time for Cheltenham. So that's really what we're hoping for, that we can get this game in, in like Cheltenham promos, Grand National promos, cross-sell it to the sportsbook customers, bring them over, and then hopefully that will then get them to move over to some of the other, like Rainbow Riches classic games, get them onto Pick a Mix, get them onto Rainbow Riches free spins. This is definitely a cross-sell game. So that's what we've got for you this week. Any questions, reach out to your content specialists and we're more than happy to give you another demo. Thanks a lot.
Okay, and Craig is with me now. Hi, Craig.
Hello, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Did you have a good break?
Yeah, it was all right actually. But straight back into homeschooling, so it's going to be fun.
Knowing you probably couldn't wait to get back to work. You probably missed it. You love your job.
Yeah, desperate, mate. I've been even through the holidays. I've been playing one of the games that we've got through development. Just can't leave it alone. Just got to make sure it's sorted.
So Rainbow Riches Race Day, great game.
Yep.
I really like playing it. It's been getting some really good reviews as well online. You must be really pleased.
Yeah, I think it's been really good on the review sites recently. I think they can see that that there is quite a lot of change within our content, and that that it's getting better. I know, like About Slots gave Cluedo an absolutely stellar review, and they were really encouraged by the way we are going. And yeah, they gave a Race Day a good review as well. So it's really good to see.
Good. And so it's we obviously have all the hardcore fans for Rainbow Riches, and we have a new feature in there too. So how did you get the balance right between appealing to our both sets of customers, trying to attract new ones as well as keeping the old ones happy?
Yeah, I think it's about giving your kind of core Rainbow Riches customer base that look and feel that they know and love. Giving them that that solid 200 to 500x win potential that the standard Rainbow Riches games have. But then kind of just moving it along a little bit and making it a bit more of a fun, engaging game. Rainbow Riches is solid, but it's very simple. It's 10 lines, free spins. Whereas this, we've gone 496 ways, we've got cascades, and we've got this little horse race game, which we hope kind of the customers will focus in on that. So it's about bringing new customers over for the Rainbow Riches franchise, and I think making it a little bit more fun is the way to go.
Yeah, and I think it looks great as well, but I think it's so engaging at the top. It just makes you keep wanting to play and see.
Yeah, it's a proper donkey derby.
Yeah, it really is. I know. It's Rob, our studio head's baby, isn't it? This game.
Yeah, it's that bit where he sends you a picture of a donkey derby machine and just says, "Make me this. Turn this into a slot," and you're like, "Yeah, go on then, that sounds good."
So who is the target audience for that? Having said it's hardcore, but also fans, but also new players as well. Who do you think is the target audience for this? Who will play?
The aim with this game is to go after the Cheltenham, the Grand National, sportsbook cross sell. It's about and what we're hoping operators do is back it with a free spin campaign or a stake X, get X, give it to the sportsbook players, get them engaged, and obviously because you've got the horse race going across at the top, that gets them locked in, and hopefully then they'll come back because they'll want to complete the race. So that's the target with it. It's definitely a cross sell game for the horse racing period.
And you like the game? I always like to find out.
I love it. It's one of those ones that when you originally write the spec and you send it over, you're like, I'm not sold on this, I'm not sure. And then the more you play it, the more you enjoy it. And I think it's like you said, you're so focused on that horse race at the top, you almost don't mind about the wins you're getting at the bottom, because you're just like, I want this horse to win. And then the fact that when you go through to free spins, you can just lump it all on one horse, that appeals to the volatile degenerate in myself. I can just go, right, I'm going to bang it all on one, and just you're almost kind of screaming at your laptop because you want that horse to win. I think it captures the horse race beautifully.
Brilliant. So what's the RTP and what's the max win?
So we're standard 96%. It's across the board for us at the moment. We don't tend to go outside of that. And the max win again will be capped at 250k.
Okay, great. And release date again, just to remind everybody.
23rd of Feb, so the day before my birthday. So which I'm delighted to see. So everyone's got to take it as a birthday present to me.
So what is it? Your 21st, 22nd?
Yeah, I wish, mate. 42nd.
40. See, you're older than me. I'm but a young pup.
Great.
So 2021.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to this year in the industry from gaming?
I mean, I'm interested where we're going to go in terms of volatility. I think there has been a massive increase over the last year. You know, people like Push releasing Wheel of Wonders that had an infinite max win on it. You know, that's quite exciting. You know, where's that going to go? And, you know, how are we going to compete with that? Yeah, it's terrifying. But then you've got like, there's a game called San Quentin that's coming out from No Limit City, which we'll have that on OGS. That's going to have a buy bonus of like 2000x, which is horrific, but it's going to be like a crazy volatile game. So I'm really intrigued where that's going to go. You know, where's the volatility going to stop, sort of thing.
Okay, and what do you think our operators should be most excited about for 2021?
I mean, if we're going to be looking at, you know, first party content, I mean, I said before, the game I'm most excited about is Invaders Megaways. I just think that's shaping up to look brilliant. It's you know, it's a completely new Megaways engine, so it's not going to be as kind of clunky as some of our old ones like, you know, Raging Rhino and Montezuma. So it's going to fix a lot of the issues that we had with previous games, but it's going to have the punch that things like Spartacus had, which performed exceptionally well. So that's the one I think people will get behind.
Okay, great. And this is obviously the first year that your team has all been involved from start to finish, so you guys must all be really looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we've just brought in a guy called Julian Beck, who used to be my boss at William Hill. So me and him, you know, we were making games for a couple of years there, and he built a lot of the games with Sky and Core Gaming. So, you know, very good UK European knowledge. Really excited to have him on board. He's going to definitely do good things.
Brilliant, cool, sounds great. So final, put you on the spot. What is your prediction for 2021 in the industry?
I think we're gonna finally have the game that's gonna kind of break the stated like 100,000x, you know, like max win. I think the max wins are just gonna go silly for 2021.
Thank you to everyone who gave up their time. I really appreciate your help, and thank you to you guys at home for watching. See you next month.